All right. Skin color and DNA tests for people of African descent. Is skin color an adequate way to tell if someone of African descent is fully African or not? Looking at my arm, and looking at a childhood picture. Now, and of course, fair usage, looking at the result of this Congolese woman who came out 100% Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu people. Now, closing this out, opening this up. To show someone on Reddit who is Central African, who is 99.8% Sub-Saharan African, I'm gonna visit. She says, posting this for my fellow Central Africans. Or posting this for my fellow Central Africans. Results for someone whose four grandparents were born in Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. See comments for details on ethnicity/tribes. So she came out 88.3% Congolese and Southern East African. And she came out Angolan and Congolese at 77.9%. Her next highest is West African, and she came out as 6.8% Nigerian. So looking at her skin tone and mine, childhood picture. This will open. Okay, this is from a Nigerian. This person came out 99.4% Sub-Saharan African. Ihianye Ekechukwu, probably not saying his name right, but 87.3% Nigerian. And you see the next highest was Congolese at 4.1%. And here is this person. They were outdoors when they took the picture. Keeping in mind that I guess they're probably indoors on this picture. And once again, me as a kid. By the way, this person is not myself. And my arm, which actually may be tan, but now moving on to this person. Okay, so they say they were born in Germany to Togolese parents. So we will visit. This person is 99.9% Sub-Saharan African. And their highest comes out as Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean, with Nigerian coming in second at 41%. Okay, now we'll now go to my results. Right now, you're looking at my cousin's results. Actually, going down. Okay, so this is me. 87 0.1% Sub-Saharan African, 10.8% European, 0.7% Indigenous American, so that would be Native American, 0.9% East Asian, and 0.2% Western Asian and North African, and 0.3% is unassigned. Here is my haplogroup, L1C1, and my haplogroup is E-M85. Here's interesting. Here's where it gets interesting, because this is a paternal cousin, so we should have the same haplogroup, but it looks to be different. However, when I looked into it closer, actually looked it up, it turns out that we do both descend from the same parent haplogroup. But it's interesting that we came out seemingly looking like it was different. So this is how much Neanderthal we have. Okay, now we break it down. Further, we see that it says that I am 70.5% West African, and I'm just going to be calling off what I am. You can read what he is for yourself. 44.6% Nigerian, 14.0% Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean, 4.2% Senegambian and Guinean, 7.7% broadly West African, 6.4% Congolese and Southern East African, 13.2% Angolan and Congolese, 2.0% Southern East African, 1.2% broadly Congolese and Southern East African, 0.1% Northern East African, with that being 0.1% Sudanese. Then there is broadly Sub-Saharan African. Now we go into European, and that is 9.7% Northwestern European, 8.1% British and Irish, 0.2% French and German, 1.4% broadly Northwestern European, 1.1% Southern European, 0.3% Greek and Balkan, 0.6% Italian, 0.2% broadly Southern European. Now, for these, let's see, for this, I would not be able to historically vouch for that, considering that America is or was a English colony. This British and Irish, I guess, is not so unexpected. Now, going to Indigenous American, 0.7% Indigenous American. Going into East Asian, it says 0.2% Indonesian, Thai, Khmer, and Myanmar. 0.7% Filipino and Austronesian. And then there is nothing else beyond that. However, full report, will it give me my full report? Last time it refused to give it that to me. And once again, it's not doing it. So we'll go into the scientific details and see what this gives me. Explaining how it works. If in fact it does. if this does not scroll down like I wanted it to. Let's close out this and this. Well, anyways, this is taking forever. We'll just go into this. This may open up easier. Okay, so on 23andMe, they have something called recent ancestor locations. So this is for someone who is Jamaican, and when they took the test, it came out that they were Jamaican like they said, although it's kind of hard to see it. Westmoreland, can barely see it, but it says Westmoreland Parish and something else. Here it is. Okay, Westmoreland Parish, Jamaica. And this person is 95% sub-Saharan African, and they're about 52%, 51.9% Nigerian, and 24.9%, like 25% Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean is what they got. This is this person's phenotype. Okay, and they don't have as much Congolese and Southern East African or Congolese, or sorry, Angolan and Congolese as I have, according to this test, according to 23andMe. Now, going back. Okay, so now if you go down, mine's also, for some reason, said Jamaican. Yet I don't have any family history of being from Jamaica. Anybody being from Jamaica. Everybody is from down south, other than being from Africa. And Europe. It says likely match. We did not detect enough evidence of recent ancestry from Antigua and Barbuda, Aruba, the Bahamas, Barbados, Cuba, Dominica, the Dominican Republic, Grenada, Haiti, Martinique, Puerto Rico, St. Bartholomew, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or Trinidad and Tobago. Tomato. It says, in the last 200 years, your ancestors may have lived in the following locations: We found evidence of your recent ancestry in the following regions. Darker regions represent places where you have DNA in common with more people who report ancestry from that particular region. Because these results reflect the ancestries of individuals currently in our reference database, expect to see your results change over time as that database grows. Read more in scientific details, which I don't plan on doing right now. But so this is the weaker and the stronger, and they don't. So they can't really tell me where, but they're saying. But these are various areas, I guess, of Jamaica. I'm not from Jamaica, so I don't know the geography of Jamaica, but this is what is coming up. And for let me see, my business totally out there. Evidence of human habitation in the Caribbean dates back over 7,000 years, but the region's indigenous population collapsed within decades after Spanish expeditions first made contact with the native Arawak peoples living in the Bahamas, Cuba, and Hispaniola. Most people from the Caribbean now have predominantly European or West African ancestry, a consequence of the transatlantic slave trade that continued in the region until slavery was abolished in the mid 19th century. Today, this diverse history is reflected in the region's music, cuisine, language, and DNA. Links to the past. Okay, and then they tell you that 23andMe customers from the Caribbean typically have evidence of Southern European, West African, or Native American ancestry in their DNA. Extensive mixing of these historically separate populations, a process called admixture, quote unquote, resulted in new genetic and cultural identities that define the region today. Customers from Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic generally have a combination of all three of these ancestral populations, while customers from Haiti, Jamaica, and Grenada, have much higher proportions of West African ancestry with negligible evidence of any indigenous genetic heritage. So, more native Caribbean ancestry, primarily from the indigenous Taino peoples who once called these islands home, is still found in Puerto Rico, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic, former Spanish colonies, but is almost completely absent on the islands formerly claimed by Britain and France. On average, Puerto Ricans have around 12% of this Taino ancestry, but over 60% of their maternal line ancestry is of Taino origin. Maternal line ancestry can be traced through patterns in DNA that children inherit exclusively from their mothers. West African ancestry reaches high levels in the region's former British and French colonies, from the volcanic islands of the Lesser Antilles to Haiti and Jamaica further west. However, in the former colonies of Spain, African ancestry is much less common and Southern European ancestry predominates. A recent study examined the genetic ancestry in Puerto Rico and concluded that African people were likely brought to the island in two waves of forced migration. The first from the northwestern coast of Africa, Nigeria to Senegal, and then second from south of Cameroon. Among current 23andMe customers, DNA evidence indicates that Senegambian and Guinean ancestry is the predominant African ancestry in Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, while Nigerian ancestry is more common across much of the rest of the Caribbean. And then they go on to this. And let's just tell you about the culture. And these are some of the people that they say I match with who have Caribbean ancestry, including this person, did not know about, who has roots in Barbados. This person has roots in Puerto Rico. This person has roots in Dominican Republic. This person in Jamaica. And this person roots in Dominica. Now this was interesting. We'll click on their results. Because okay, so you can see how much DNA you share with a person. So I share as much as 74 centimorgans. That's pretty strong for a distant cousin. So this person's paternal, and by the way, I add you have some of the information you add on 23andMe. So you tell them where your grandparents are from, but this person, okay, so their paternal grandfather was from Dominica. And okay, so we're looking at, okay, so they had somebody in their family who was from Georgia. So maybe that's where the connection is. And you already seen my results. Okay, so different haplogroups, and this person has a European haplogroup, whereas my haplogroup, my paternal haplogroup, is African, which means that my family name is definitely or more than likely from the proverbial slave master. But going back over one, let's see if I can find it. Click out. Are we still in the Caribbean stuff? Okay, so they talk about my Nigerian ancestry, but well, let me see. We go down, and there was somebody else besides these people. Never actually saw her, but let's see. If I can find someone. Yeah, her. And 28 centimorgans. share with this first cousin. And once again, we see there are ties to, she has ancestors in Georgia as well as Barbados, but then this doesn't mean that